Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, episode number 125. Yeah, only like the second show I've actually had. Actually, this is the first one to reach this far because One Piece is not here yet. So, yeah, first one to ever reach this far that's not one of my Comic Corner stuff. Okay. This is doing the 126th episode of the anime Shukaku's Trick. This episode is mostly sort of an epilogue to the previous arc of the series. In this episode, we have a guest star appearance by Sasuke, Shikamaru, even Hanada's in the episode. Normally, when she's appeared in the episodes, not since earlier on in the series, she usually appears, for most of the series, whenever she makes appearances, with the exception of the exam arc, she usually appears for like one or two scenes. This episode, she appeared for almost the entire episode, which, thank you, Studio Pair, for doing that. About freaking time. Yep. So, the episode starts off with basically Sasuke giving an update in his condition that he's okay. We just wait for his chocolate to basically recover. And so, oh yeah, in case you're wondering, the explanation of why. Now, it was shown in last week's teaser that Shukaku was staying with Uzumaki's. There's a reason for that. And of course, Shikamaru was like, we gotta find fish. Okay. So, basically, Naruto took a day off to have Shukaku stay with him and his family. And the first person that he introduced Shukaku to is his adorable daughter, Himawari. Yep, first time since the start of the arc itself that she's been seen. Though apparently Boruto's punishment for lying to his mother is to briefly have his headband taken away because he's not seen wearing the episode for some reason. No idea why, he just isn't. So they actually talk about some stuff like the other nine, the other tail beasts. In fact, there's 9 of them, and they tell about tail beasts. They are based on the number of tails. And there's even something I never thought to see in the series: a meeting of several of the tail beasts on the psychic plane. I see the three-tailed turtle, Son Goku, aka the 4-tailed monkey. You also have the 6-tailed slug, and even the 8 tails. Yeah. They all appear in this particular plane. Of course, Kurama's there, because obviously he is. It would have been interesting, though, in this episode if they had Kurama meet Naruto's kids, even Hinata. The only person he's met who's actually not from the plane is Sasuke. Yep. It's also something, now, Naruto talk about Jiranjiki, which basically what he is. He's like one of 2 actually still alive. Where apparently they say it's like one of 3, where it's, well, they mentioned about the Garwa's a host, they mentioned about Kagura's grandpa. Yeah, he was a character in the Hidden Mist arc, and he's the grandson of the host of the 3-tailed turtle. I don't remember the character's name. Yeah, he appeared for like one filler story, and he appeared a few times toward the end of Shippuden. That's all basically they did. He didn't even talk at all. He was just some creature that apparently Orochimaru wanted for some reason, though the Akatsuki got their hands on him. Yeah, after they kill a bunch of Hidden Leaf ninja. Yep. And they mentioned that three of the other tail beasts apparently declined the invitation because they want to pass on it. But the Hidden Villages, they're explaining in the episode that they're going to protect these tail beasts from the Akatsuki clan. Yep. So, what do they do on the day off? Well, we have the Uzumaki family. We see Hinata go out. Now, the outfit she's wearing in this particular episode is, from looks of it, it looks kind of like her outfit that she had in, I don't think it's supposed, I think this is actually her outfit she normally wears at the series. The purple coat. Yes, it's a little different than her outfit she wore in Shippuden and in the film The Last, which the outfit was sleeveless. Yeah. So they go out, they go past the area that Boruto always goes to. They go to various shops, and of course they just have fun. And then they go to the park. Excuse me. I'm surprised they don't stop by Ino's shop. Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. There's no Ino's shop make a cameo appearance. And they apparently don't stop at 1010 shop, which that would have been nice. They do stop at the shop, basically sells the toys of the toy version of Shukaku, which version is Saku. Yeah, that's what she kind of refers to him as. And and of course they go to the park where Naruto falls asleep while Boruto show off his cool ninja moves. Anada has no problem with it. She loves it. And then of course they have him go and get these little dongs. These are a common thing that you see in Japanese shows. I've seen in this show, Gintama, and One Piece. I can't think of any other show where they actually show this little piece of food where it's like very popular people to have these things. It's one of two. They also apparently go to Ichi Ramen. Yeah, they apparently stop by there from the look of it anyways. Yeah, they don't show the whole restaurant. This is by far the second appearance in the series they've made at this restaurant because the last time it appeared was when Baruto and Naruto were there. Though they don't show any people working the restaurant, just show this one little table. I think it's Ichiro. I think because they showed the name anyways. Where originally in the original show it was basically just a noodle stand. Now it's a full blown restaurant. That's the gift basically for Naruto indirectly making the place so popular because of his ramen. And heck, the little fish things, which apparently prior to Naruto ordered him a lot on his ramen, it was explained that Naruto made those things popular. Though the thing is, the name Naruto comes from these particular things. I personally never tried it. I have had noodles before, but never had this particular type of ramen before. So yeah, so they go to the park, and of course Himari gets Shukaku's mean to her, so she leaves him alone under a tree, and then he's taken out with the garbage at a scrapyard. So Baruto and Himari go look for him at the scrapyard. They apparently are getting very sad they can't find him, and all of a sudden Himari basically acts really weird. And it's like this since the day Naruto was made Hokage, which they show a flashback to that of him being knocked out. They mentioned the night before, where apparently Shukaku overhears Naruto talking about the incident, and basically he thinks that Shukaku thinks this is good material to basically poke fun at Kurama for being knocked out by a little girl. Yep, and at the scrapyard, it's like, okay, they try to find her, mostly she gets sad, and then all of a sudden her Byakugan activates, or apparently, and she goes locked on, and then she just basically acts like a regular trained ninja. Even Baruto's shocked the fact she did this. This is probably the first time since then that she's actually, believe it or not, done this. She finds Shukaku, no problem, smashed the thing with her bare hands, and then she goes up in the air, and then her Byakugan disappears. Yeah, maybe her Byakugan is not fully developed. That's probably the reason why her eyes keep switching back from Byakugan to normal blue eyes that she got from her father. So, and apparently Baruto saves her nick of time, though she kind of lands on him, but at least he saves her life. And of course they go home, and then of course then the episode ends with Naruto just bring him to his office. Of course, Shukaku waves with his tail, which it was quite nice of him to do. They go to the office and they find a official safe house, and that's when they come to the decision to basically protect our tail beast from the clan. And that's the episode. Next week, we had the first time we bring up Jiraiya in the series. And it looks like we can see a return of Kakashi. I think what was his name? Kiba. Yeah, he's gonna make a return. And it looks like a lot of characters come back because, it's Jiraiya. Which I think is great, the fact they're bringing him back. Well, not exactly resurrected per se. It's the first time he's making a mention of the show. Oh yeah, and apparently Sada's making an appearance. First time she's appeared since not since the start of the previous arc per se. Yeah, where he's heard a name on a book that Kakashi reads. Of course, I know what the book is. It's Makeout Tactics. It's a book that's basically an adult-oriented book, and it's for perverts. Yeah, and Kakashi reads a lot. Yes, he reads a book. It's probably by far the only book he's ever seen ever reading. Yep. But as for this week's episode stuff, it's a pretty fun little episode. Nice little breather episode after the action we had in the previous 7 episodes. I mean, this is always good when you do a series like this, where after you have a big epic arc, you need a breather episode just to basically relax people before we get into the next bit. Though we're going to get another one of these next week. This episode very much feels like a standalone episode. It is loosely connected to the previous one. It's mostly sort of an epilogue, an aftermath episode of the actual arc that just wrapped up, which wasn't very long, only about at least about 6 episodes, which pretty short of an arc. Yeah, but at least unlike last year, we're not having an arc stretched to the end of the year for absolutely no reason at all. Thank you, Studio Pair, for not making that stupid decision like you did last year. Yep. Of course, this episode also has some stock footage not only from the Naruto Game Kage short, but also from the tuning exam arc when Naruto transforms to Kiba mode to stop the big, crush thing at the stadium back in the tuning exam arc, which was also shown in the actual Boruto film. But yeah, not much else to say about this episode, but it's really, really good. Okay? So yeah. That's it for a particular review. I have one more review I'm going to do today, because I don't have time to do the other one. Yeah. So, excuse me. My next review is a review of Dragon Ball Super. It'll be up soon, okay? See you next video. Bye.